To describe the house to somebody who's completely unfamiliar with it, it's almost like a spaceship that's landed on a planet. It's just touched down. It's almost like something out of 2001: A Space Odyssey. It feels like there's something that's in a post-apocalyptic world. The site's very exposed to the wind and so on. What we did was that we created two courtyards. So if you imagine an H, the bottom courtyard is the bottom space in the H, and the upper courtyard is the upper space. We were able to use those change in levels between the lower, the ground, and coming up that staircase into that dramatic entry space. And then once you're up to that point, you were looking forward into that central courtyard with the swimming pool, and it was quite a protected space in between. We saw that lower level as being clad in stone and coming out of the ground, and there's even large boulders that are part of the site just in that sort of central lower courtyard. And then when you get up to that upper level, it is that idea of almost like a temple-like transition from being at the base of the temple to then the upper levels and looking out to the views and feeling like you're on this other plane. It's a very big house. It's got a lot of surface area. We were using materials like Core 10 cladding, these Zigo panels and ICFs and SIPS panels. One thing about working with owner builders is they tend to be more open to these different types of structural ways of doing things. I've actually used AWS on just about every project I've done over the last 5 years. What's great about them is they just allow us to feel they've got the right solution for the situation. We used the charcoal black colour there to sort of frame the view. The sizes work really well. They all work with the energy ratings we require. So I've just found them a very all-round, very good solution. We still were wanting to achieve the highest possible energy rating, and so using thermally broken window frames was kind of almost essential for this project. There wasn't any real planning controls over the site. It was totally independent from any kind of contextual issue in terms of other buildings. It's very unique. That's probably the only project I've ever built or I've had involvement where it's been that free. People often say, oh, you know, you've got an incredible landscape, you've got to make the building subservient to the landscape. This building doesn't do that. It actually looks right. It has this sense of, there's the landscape, here's the sky, here's this sort of reddy brown soil full of boulders and dry grass, and it's not timid. It's actually a building that becomes part of that landscape in a very sort of strong way. And I think it just makes you actually appreciate the landscape because of the way that it sort of sits on that hill, the changes of level, the views out towards the valleys and the forests around it. It feels quite a special place to be.